Let's get started. Hello, everyone. I'm Nupur Agrawal, Product Manager from BrowserStack. And I have Himang Fu with me. He's the Director of Quality Assurance from Rocket Lawyer at San Francisco. He is gracing this webinar right now, and we would be picking his brain on how AI is going to bring the next evolution into software testing industry. So thank you, Himang, for joining us today.
Thanks to BrowserStack for the invite, and thanks to Nupur and your team for organizing this whole thing. And in case anyone's wondering about my accent, my little strange accent, I'm originally from Singapore, that crazy rich Asian country. I'm just to make things clear, I'm neither crazy nor rich, but I am surely Asian. So that's my introduction.
We can understand you very fine, Himang. No problem. Next. So a little housekeeping items. The session would run for 45 minutes, roughly till 8:15. I know it's early morning for everyone, so we would try to keep it crisp yet very insightful. The session is being recorded, so for those who have registered but couldn't join, would be able to get the link later. We would be keeping everyone on mute so that the speakers can engage without any interruptions. And we would have the Q&A and at the end, dedicated Q&A at the end. However, if you have any questions, put them in chat. I would try to answer them as Himang is speaking to us. If there are any questions for which I need to speak to my team and get you better details, we will get back to you on emails, etc. Offline later. Next. So yeah, this is the agenda for today. We would go through AI in testing automation. What are the trends that we are seeing right now and that we would foresee? What are the opportunities that come with it? How do we implement AI in our testing workflows? The practices that we're already seeing and that would come up. AI for specific testing challenges, the future of AI in test automation, and some Q&A at the end. So let's get started. Good morning, everyone. Wonderful to see so many of you join. We have 149 odd guests joining in from the East Coast. So thank you all for making the time this morning for us. As we all know, AI is no longer just a emerging trend anymore. We have been noticing how it's reshaping every facet of our professional lives since last more than a year. More prominently, it's been happening since 2018, but yeah, recently it's been very much prominent. Recently there was announcement from Google that there is Google's agent development kit that's been announced, which will help build innovative conversational agents, right? There is something called as model context protocol, which will help all the LLM providers understand the context much more better and would take us closer to autonomous AI very faster, right? So in practical terms, however, this evolution means profound changes for both developers and QA. And that's what we are here to uncover with Himeng today. We are seeing AI-driven tools like Cursor and Microsoft Copilot, which are helping enhance developer productivity. At the same time, there is BrowserStack's so many products and so many capabilities, AI capabilities in those products, which are revolutionizing QA processes, allowing testers to efficiently author and automate manual test cases, both, right? Also intelligently healing broken test cases because of underlying application changing. So while all of this is happening, we have invited Himeng Fu here with us. We are very fortunate to have him with us today. We would pick his brain. We would hope he brings his industry expertise into leading experience and valuable insights from technological advancements that would shape QA landscape with the advancement of AI. So thank you, Chris. Thank you, Himeng, very for joining us today. I would like to ask you. You are a director of QA into Rocket Lawyer. Like, what made you specialize into test automation? Just a quick introduction of your career till now, and how does your role as a head of quality evangelize QA org at Rocket Lawyer? Just your journey, just a quick overview of your journey to our audience.
Sure. So welcome from, I'm actually calling from London. I'm on London on sort of a work vacation thing, and just happened that we had this call. So anyone from London, or England or UK, say hi. Nice to see you guys. How I ended up in test automation. So I actually was a computer science major. I did graduate school back in Singapore in computer science as well. And my first job was in a pre-Series A startup, and I was basically a developer. But because we were a small startup, you had to do everything. And one of the things that I did was write user acceptance plans and stuff like that. And that's how I ended up doing testing as well. So about Rocket Lawyer, I didn't really have to evangelize QA in Rocket Lawyer. I joined 3 years ago, and the issue then was there was no quality leader, and all the QAs were reporting into the various pods, and they were not being able to achieve efficiencies and synergies because there wasn't a team. So that was, and a few of the QAs were getting burnt out. So what I did was I came in, get team to work together, introduce certain areas where test automation could help significantly. But I think the biggest achievement was to build up this general understanding that quality is a team sport across development, product, as well as like customer support, right? Everybody has to play a part in order to achieve quality. So I hope that's a good enough introduction. For those of you who want to know more, you can find me on LinkedIn, exact same name. You will find me if you just search for He Ming Fu. I pop up on LinkedIn. Okay? Happy to engage anyone who wants to connect.
Thank you, Himang. So I hear that you started the QA org in Rocket Lawyer from 0 to 1.
Oh, no, I did not start. So the QA org, there were QAs in Rocket Lawyer when I joined. They were all reporting to the various pods.
There was no centralized QA.
There was no centralized, and so a few of the QAs were getting burnt out because it's just too much work. So you needed to make sure that there was a good spread of the work, and also getting people to help each other out, and also to provide things like coverage. And also there was a lot of improvement in terms of how we use tools to really be more efficient as well.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So Himang, let's start with this. I mean, very basic question. I'm sure everybody of us are thinking of this. What do you see the most promising application of AI into test automation today? Like, what do you think is the most promising application?
So I would say three. The first is, your standard chat clients like your ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. Now, the first thing to remember is make sure you have your legal team review the terms of service before you use any of these for actual work, because they actually do use your material to train their AI. So you have to check that.
That's the widespread caution that everybody.
That you have to make sure of that. That's the first. So it's chat applications. Then the second one is coding assistance, and the third one is AI agents. So I'll go into a bit more about each of these. So for chat, what you can do is you can just with some prompt engineering, get it to ingest a product requirements document and ask it to come up with test scenarios, okay? And then with a high-level architecture design, you can actually ask it to come up with like what identify risks and like things like post-deployment monitoring, suggest what to include. And then once you have a test plan with that, you can then feed it back again to ask it for to identify gaps, looking at it from the point of view of, say, a lead developer or a product manager or an expert tester. So all these things, so that's the first case, right? Using chat clients. The second thing is using coding assistants. A lot of companies I know have big gaps in unit testing, right? Unit test coverage. So I personally believe that unit test coverage is very helpful in making sure that you have some level of confidence in the code. And also it really helps because when a developer is on vacation or a developer is on leave, you can look at the unit test to figure out, I mean, the developers will be able to look at unit test to figure out what is the contract that the particular function or method is supposed to provide. So that's another example. The third one is agents, and this is the thing that is probably I feel that is going to be the biggest impact. So you just imagine a group of agents, or you can think of it like, the cartoon Despicable Me, right? Think of them as minions, many of these minions, you can spin up and down the number of minions you want to run regression. Imagine that if that's possible, right? Then, I know we're not quite there, but I know for sure there are a number of these startups that are working on this same problem. And maybe BrowserStack is also working on that. But I see that to be very, very promising because then, QA can scale to the level that is actually needed. So I would say these three.
Understood. Yeah. Very interesting. So specifically the first point that you mentioned, right, Hemang, about security. So BrowserStack takes like very anyway, regardless of AI or not, our BrowserStack platform is very much secure. We make sure we adhere to all the GDPR and other compliances from different regions and different legalities point of view, making sure all the PII data, all the account data, all the personal data is only staying with BrowserStack and with the customer account. But with AI as well, all of that is really built into the foundation of of everything that we are building over here at BrowserStack and BrowserStack AI, right? So one more question to you, Hemang. What are the areas in the traditional test automation that you think are most ready for AI integration? Where do you think AI can provide the most impact right now? We can integrate AI everywhere, but where can we get started immediately?
So like I mentioned previously, so you can use the chat clients. So when I say chat clients, I mean like Gemini and ChatGPT and Claude to, from PRD to test cases, right? You basically have it ingest a product requirements document to get test cases. And then you can also, with the right prompts, get it to convert test cases to test automation. Say, for example, you say, oh, this is a test case in Gherkin, help me generate is to Playwright or Selenium, And now the AI will not be 100% perfect, expect bugs, but at least it gives you a framework that you can, something to start with. So it's like maybe 40% of the work, it still helps you a lot. It does. You can save a lot of time. And then there are also tools that help you to make your test automation less flaky. So one of the most frustrating things about UI automation is the developer changes the XPath, right, from the object from one location to another. So there are tools out there that allow you to specify, say, the label of the button or something like that. So I know there's CSS selectors and all that, but the thing is, this one, even if they change the CSS selector, as long as you can say that this is a submit button, okay, then it is able to figure that out. So it makes your test automation a lot less flaky. Then of course there's visual testing, right? So all these image processing is also part of AI. And I know that there are a number of these tools out there, and BrowserStack has Percy, and we're also evaluating Percy. And what visual testing is good for is, so like for us at Rocket Lawyer, we have easily a few thousand informational pages that are managed by our editorial team. And QA is also, responsible for checking their pages. So what you want to do is to see like, okay, so of the few thousand pages, how many actually change and what did they change? And that is where visual testing really shines, because out of 1,000 pages, it just surfaces up 2 or 3 pages that change, and like exactly which button change. So then the QA can actually review that, and so that the one person can spend like maybe only 20% of his or her time and cover thousands of pages, right? So that's very, very valuable. Now, since you mentioned this, I also wanted to call out that actually BrowserStack has a very good opportunity, in the sense that, and this is a use case that I think that BrowserStack is uniquely positioned to exploit, and that is in test case management. Imagine, right, if you were to add a new test case, the tool is able to tell you, wait, hold on, this test case seems to be similar to this other test case and this other test case and this other test case. So in my experience, what I've noticed is for a lot of companies, easily 20% are duplicated test cases in their test repository. Why? Because it's always the login test case, the registration test case, and then the purchase test case, right? Everyone has the same one. Whenever you do a user flow, it keeps repeating. And so if that is able to surface, then you can actually keep your test cases to the right set, instead of having to waste time on duplicate test cases. So this is a challenge for BrowserStack. I'm putting to you guys to come up with that tool, because that would be very, very helpful to a lot of people, I believe.
We are all up for it. So basically, what you're trying to say is not just generating the test cases, it's also maintaining it over the period of time, as some part of the application gets repeated into the multiple user flows, right?
And making suggestions to how you can optimize that. I think that would be super helpful to a lot of test teams.
Understood. Sure. So when considering different AI-driven testing tools, right, Himang, what criteria do you believe is essential for evaluating their effectiveness and suitability for a given project?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, I'm saying when considering a given AI-driven testing tool, what criteria do you believe is essential in evaluating the effectiveness of that testing tool for the given project?
Okay. So here's the thing, right? In terms of effectiveness, so there's this saying, you can bring a horse to water, you can't make it drink, right? And I think a lot of people, in the audience, maybe your parents as well, and you know that you can tell your kid, okay, don't do this, don't do this. They will still do it, right? And so at the end of the day, it shouldn't be top down, okay? I mean, it has to be a right balance. So it's the same with AI or any other tool, right? If the QAs or the product managers or the developers do not see the value in the tools, it will not get traction, okay?
Yes.
So for me, or any leader, whether you're a test leader or dev leader, you are a facilitator and an educator. If you if the tool is successful and is able to show value in a small group within the company, then people will realize that, oh, this group is now the standard bearer, and this is a formula for success, and people will start to follow. So that's how I see, whether it's test automation tool or whatever tool, or software development tool, it really starts with people seeing value in using the tool, because you can't force it down people's throats.
Understood. That's very helpful. So,
and very interesting that you brought this up, because in fact, that's how I started adopting BrowserStack, right? Because I had developers who told me, oh, try this one, it's pretty cool. And I took a look at it and I played around with it and I was like, oh, wow, the documentation is very easy to follow. It's very easy for me to set up something simple. So you see, it's all about, sometimes you can't do it top down. You can do it top down, but the team has to really see value and start to adopt. Then it will become a success.
Correct. Our customers also generally bring this insight to us that, we want accuracy of the outcomes that are getting generated. We want the performance to be there. We want the scale to be achieved.
Yep.
Because, maybe we can create agents, but can we create them at scale, as you were saying before?
Yes.
Right. Also, like, how do we make sure there is no malicious output that is getting generated? We already addressed the security concern, which BrowserStack is already taking care of. But while evaluating any testing tool, that's the first thing to be looked at, right? So, yeah, that's a helpful insight from you, Himang. Next question that I would like to ask is, what are the common mistakes or misconceptions do you often see the teams have while adopting AI in testing? And how do you think we can avoid or take care of those? For example, there is always a misconception that, AI is going to replace QA, right? I
That's
mean,
true.
this is a common thing that you read across in the articles these days, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I think we are far, far, far away from AI completely replacing human beings, maybe close to age
Right.
when we can get there. I
Right.
don't
Right.
think we are there yet. So what are
So
your
what I would say is what you should do is to figure out what are your measures for success, right? What are you trying to achieve? Are you trying to achieve faster velocity? Are you trying to achieve better test cases? Are you trying to achieve less escapees, right? So what I would do as a QA team is to first identify what are your measures of success, and then evaluate tools and conduct proof of concept POCs with various tools. And the thing is, make sure you have alignment with your management to figure out, like, okay, in terms of our medium term plan, these are some of the things that we want to improve on. And then, say for example, like those measures, the success measures that I mentioned earlier, and then do the POC and figure a way of measuring those in order for you to show value to your management. Then with regards to misconceptions, I think generally there's a sense of fear that AI will replace humans, right? I think we're still a bit away from that. Agents are getting
quite
really
far, I would say, yeah.
I mean, it's moving really fast. But the thing is, it's not quite there. You still need a human in the loop. And I'll give an example as well. So way back, when even before they were doing trials for self-driving cars, in the area of digital farming. So I spent some time in digital farming as well, and these John Deeres and your Caterpillars, they have self-driving combines. So they can actually go around the farm without the farmer or the person on the seat, but they still do it, right? I mean, just to supervise the whole thing. And also, I'm sure a lot of you have robo vacuums at home. You still have to you let it run autonomously, yes, but you still have to make sure that it doesn't do something stupid like suck up your rug or something like that, right? So it's the same with all these AI tools. The scale will go up. That means one person to how many AI agents will go up. I've seen the number of agents one person is supervising, but there will still be that that level of supervision needed, because there's a limit to how much the AI is able to understand. It's very smart, but there's a limit to how much it's able to understand.
Correct. I completely agree with you. I think a lot of repetitive and mundane tasks that can where a technology like AI can find patterns and can create outcomes by noticing previous repetitive patterns is that's what's going to that's what we don't need to do anymore. However, the role of the QIC would be more strategic now. Like, for example, if certain area is acting flaky, and if AI is telling us that, you know what, this test case is acting flaky and you need to fix it over here, and maybe this is the possible fix, this will give us more agility, more speed, all of that. However, now I think all of this that was happening manually till now would be replaced by AI. QA would bring more business insights into this whole process, that, okay, my entire QA cycle has been performed. How good is the release build, and are we good to go into the production? And they would have more time, I think, in their hands to innovate more, to contribute more in other ways. So I don't think the role is going to get 100% replaced, I would say, as I agree with you what you're saying. So with that, I think I want to ask you one more question.
Sure.
So, is there any case that you can share with us where AI-driven test automation brought significant improvements to a project in your current
Right.
organization or in your previous organizations? And what do you think were the main factors that led to that significant improvement?
Well, to be honest, we are still in the early phases of evaluating AI for test automation and I mean the whole test process. Although, you know, way back in 2017, I started a meetup group in the Bay Area called AI in Testing. But this was during the time when, you know, was all the TensorFlow, those kind of stuff. And so it wasn't quite ready for the kind of AI that I was visioning, like, you know, be able to do the kind of stuff that the agentic AI now can do. So in terms of a success, recently we took I took a test plan and then went through it with just a simple AI chat, and I just asked it to look at it from the point of view of a lead developer, a product manager, and an expert tester to come up with gaps in the test plan. And it came up with, I think, like 3 or 4 very good cases that we didn't think about. Like why was this a success? It was just, you know, that we tried something new, and I think the expectation was moderated. We were not expecting, like, you know, it to come up with a full test plan, blah blah blah. No, it was there to help us identify things that we didn't think about. And I think that is the most helpful, because I personally am also a writer. And I write a whole bunch of Medium articles. If you can search online for those. And the thing about writing is you always get writer's block. And even the same with testing, right? You sometimes, when you come up with in order to come up with a test plan, you have the requirements and you have the high level design, but you have to figure out how to start, right?
Correct.
So the AI actually helps a lot by just sending it, and then it generates something, and that will be your base, and you can use that as a base to create the actual test plan. So that really helps a lot, and you can use it to come up with some initial test cases as well. And then if you know prompting, you can actually iterate. You can actually drill down and say, okay, this test case, can you come up with a bit more? You give more context and more reasons, and then it will come up with more test cases. But of course, you know, the AI is never 100% correct. So you have to check it and make sure that it is it is correct, right? The test cases are correct, but it is helpful in that sense. It's like a companion that you can bounce ideas off, and then it helps you produce the work. Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. With that, I would like to know, Himang, how does BrowserStack help improve testing processes at your current organization? You're exploring. I mean, you have such a huge quality assurance that you're heading at Rocket Lawyer. So, how does BrowserStack play a role in your organization right now?
So I would give you three things that BrowserStack has given a lot of value to the company. The first is uptime. Uptime. Okay, so I moved over to BrowserStack Automate because our previous vendor, they went down for a week twice. Yes, I was so appalled. I decided to move. And then the second thing that I really like about BrowserStack is you understand developers. Okay, I know your CEO, CTO are both developers, so they really have that mindset. I've looked at how you guys work, integrate the workflow of like automate into the in and all the integration documents, and you make it very simple for a developer or quality engineer to just integrate. And then the third is cost. So you are very good at and are very reasonable with your pricing. One of the reasons why we are moving over to test management is because your pricing works very well, and it's very reasonable. That's what I would say.
Correct. So, there are more and more AI capabilities that we are infusing into our product line, and we would be bringing that to our audiences and to you also, Himang, at Rocket Lawyer. Would you like to explore those to enhance your current testing workflows?
Yeah, very interested. Let me know what you guys have installed. What is the roadmap? I would like to take a look at it and see how we can do like POCs.
100%. So everybody in the audience, like if you at your current organization is also looking to if you're already a BrowserStack customer, and if you're looking to explore what more BrowserStack is doing in AI, get in touch with our team, or maybe you can put it in the Q&A poll questions, and we would get back to you. Or you can reach out to our sales team, the account executives that are in touch with you, and we would definitely like to help you with our roadmap and what is to come in the next few months, right? With that, we'll take the Q&A. Can we have the slides back, Pranav? So let me start with the questions in the that have been posted. How do we think we can leverage AI in CI/CD operations, right? So we have capabilities that are going to come up that would enhance the CI/CD workflows of the automation testers as well. However, for now, we have a healing capability that is already released into the market, which helps the test cases from getting broken into the test execution because underlying web application has changed, mobile application has changed, and the respective test case has not been updated. So that is something that we're already taking care of. However, in the whole CI/CD cycle, there are a lot of avenues that can be leveraged and enhanced, and productivity can be improved, and a lot of downtime and a lot of CI/CD operations getting broken can be saved. Our team will get back to you, Nehul Chaudhary, and we'll tell you what is it that we have coming up. Other than that, I think the next question is, this question is to you, Himang, if you can answer this quickly. What are some of the real life impacts that you have seen AI make in your career journey, and have you implemented something?
So I think I mentioned, so like using ChatGPT, well, actually we use Gemini, that's our approved tool, to review test plans, so I mentioned writing as well. I do write a number of Medium articles, and as with any writing, it helps to overcome writer's block. So the ChatGPT actually helps with that. Um, and oh yes, we also have implemented a visual testing tool, and so that is also something that has helped us a whole lot. And we have also tried out things like the uh, the ones that make your test automation less flaky. So we have done that, but it wasn't that helpful. What I'm looking for is actually something like that for synthetic monitoring, because when something changes in production, you want to be able to have some fault tolerance instead of just breaking and then alerting people at 3 a.m. in the morning, that kind of thing. So yeah, so that is I hope that answers the question.
Yes, it does. It does. So Andy Roth asks, good session. Thank you, Andy, for the compliment. Andy says he hasn't heard of us talking about how low-code testing tool can help, and what are BrowserStack's thought on this, and especially the terms with teams with well-established automation frameworks, right? So Andy, we already have something coming up. It's not coming up, it's already released. Yeah, our team can reach out to you if you want to do a quick POC on it. So given a manual test case in test management, we can convert it into low-code test automation, right? And this can be done with no coding done, like it will be converted into low-code test automation out of the box. So this is really helpful for QA testers who are manual and who do not have automation skills, and who want to keep creating automation test cases a very low-code job, right? So we already have that AI capability infused into our test management product. And I would encourage you to try it out. Our customers have been giving some really good reviews about it. Next question is from Helen Groves. Do you have statistics on ROI of your company that is shareable with us? Yes, Helen, we do have it. We can tell you, given, say, for a given AI capability, what is it that the time today a QA persona spends without that AI capability. With the AI capability, how much time saving would be? Like it comes down significantly from days to minutes. And what would be the ROI of it? All of this can be shared. Our team will get back to you on this. They'll reach out to you. I think that is it from the question and answer session. Thank you, everyone.